Well, good morning, Winning Ways fans, James Goodman fans, Canter Pass Goodies fans, which is the tipping service that I run, which is doing a marvelous job, and we're winning our patrons quite a lot of money, so that's quite good, but we'll get into that later. We got a two-part show today, and we're going to start with a follow-on from the open bet saga that we started last month, because it's amazing how much new information has now come to hand and that I've been told, because people are so concerned about this, and lots of people have given me information, called on me, and told me exactly where I was misconceived, had a misconception, or where I need to take note and connect the dots and get to the situation as we have it now. And there's some amazing stuff coming out. So I'll then discuss the Gold Cup card and have a look and see what we can find on that card for you guys who watch the show. And let's get into it, because the Tote and the open bet has now become such an important part of racing, it's not even possible. So, as you know, just a brief synopsis. 2006, operators Pumalelo took the big betting companies to court and lost the court case, and therefore the big betting companies ran something called open bet. Now, let me say at the outset, there are two betting companies that do not run an open bet. And that's why I believe you should be supporting them both. And I've always supported Interbet. They're the wonderful company, and they put every penny that goes onto the Tote through the Tote itself. They do not hold Tote bets, and nor do Betway. Betway don't hold Tote bets, and they put it into tab for racing. So now, something that I wasn't completely au fait with is that there are two Tote betting companies. There's a Coastal Tote betting company, and there's Tab for Racing. Now, if you look at Tab for Racing, it's got the red, blue, and white TAB across it and whatever. Now, what used to happen was we had Tab Gold, but take a look. You'll see how disingenuous this whole business is. The new logo for Tab Gold, okay, is Tote, Tote, written in white across a black background. And what is below the logo? Nothing but the Hollywood star, okay? So Hollywood have taken over racing in the Cape coastal regions, as they call it, Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. They rebranded the Tote, and this leads me to believe, and I've been told that this is exactly what's going to happen, that the one way that they're going to squeeze Tab Gauteng or for racing is that the new branding allows them now to redefine what the Tote is as far as the Coastal Tote is concerned. Now remember, these two companies commingle, and the dividend comes out of the commingling, okay? My information tells me, and I'd love someone to tell me that this is not correct, is that the new branding for Tote Coastal means that what's going to happen is that Hollywood Bets, who now own the coastal regions racing, okay, are going to be putting, listen to this, the open bet money back through the Tote and their Tote, okay? What that means is that you're going to have huger pools, much bigger pools on the KwaZulu-Natal Tote, or the Tote as they call it, Tote with a Hollywood star. And then comes the big problem. They're going to break away from the Tab Tote. So there's going to be two Tote dividends. The Tote dividend for the coastal region and the Tote dividend for the Gauteng region, okay, or for the racing region. If this happens, what goes next is really and truly horrifying, because and I'm saying this is what I've been told. I haven't been able to verify any of this, but this is what's coming. Tab, which is for racing Tote, is then going to find itself under extreme pressure to actually go along and produce the same type of pools and whatever as the Tote, T-O-T with a Hollywood star, KwaZulu-Natal. Remember, all the money that runs racing in these various regions comes out of the Tote. Well, most of it. Not all of it. There are other initiatives to get some money into the coffers of the racing clubs so that they can pay for the 5 big payments that they make every year. The NHRA, okay. The jockeys' fees are all paid out of the commission from the Tote. The running of the training centers, think of it, huge expense. You've got to have training centers. I know rent is paid by the trainers, but the formula always used was that the trainers' rent pays for the upkeep of the stables and that the racing industry pays for the upkeep of the training tracks. And then the stakes pot. A huge amount of money comes out of what they take out of the Tote. Most of it, half of it goes to government, okay? So the government benefits from the Tote. Now you're going to have 2 Totes, or supposedly we're going to have 2 Totes. One with the open bet money being put into the totalizator coffers, and the other with just the poor punters who go to the tab or have a tab account, money going in there. Okay, so let's go to the information that's been given me, okay, is that the Tote has lost in turnover, and I'm talking about the combined Tote, since 2006, okay, billions and billions of rands. Billions, not millions, billions of rand. So now let's go back into the discussion of what the open bet is, because I've now been told that the companies, these big betting companies, call the open bet 2 types of open bet. I believed it was one open bet which encompassed every single Tote bet. They say, and this is what I've been told under good, very good information, that the open bet is for the wins, places, swingers, and non-exotic bets. And that exotics is the other open bet, which is on the place accumulator, jackpot, pick 6, buy pot, and those are called the exotics. Okay, so that's quite disingenuous, because actually the Tote is under one umbrella, it covers all those bets, but they've divided it into 2. The exotics is enormous. Okay, now let's go to how really bad these companies are. A customer got hold of me and told me that he caught multiple buy pots, okay, on one of these big betting companies. And I'm not going to mention the betting company, but you can work out who it is. And it worked out the amount of money that he should have won on the buy pots was 5 times the pool. They have a rule in there that says that they will only pay you out the pool, whatever the pool is. Now, I'll tell you how this affects a punter. You go and take a quartet with one of these big betting companies in Ireland, let's say Limerick, and this is what happened to one guy. The pool's 15,000, and you take the quartet, okay, and it pays 500 rand. And you've taken it 30 times. That's 30,000. That's 15,000. Say you've taken it 60 times. You took a box quartet 4 horses 60 times, and you should have got back 30,000 rand. They pay you out the pool. Okay? So they pay you 15,000. Now, you're taking the money out the pool, and you won't pay the guy who's had the bet, the dividend that the pool pays. You'll only pay him what the pool is. But remember, you've taken all the money out of the pool, so you've taken thousands and thousands out the pool already. It's nonsensical. In fact, it's daylight robbery. And this is happening day after day with these big betting companies. They have limits, okay? And you get paid on the limit. And the other limit that I was told was that if only 30% of the pool is paid, you paid your percentage on the 30% of the pool that was paid. Not paid on the full pool. This is what I've been told. Wow, people. How we've allowed ourselves to get to this is absolutely untenable. And now we have these big betting companies who own racing, and they're telling us how wonderful they are because they put so much money back into racing. What do? They sponsor the jockeys, they sponsor the trainers, and put up the stake money. And they sponsor the racetracks. So what do? They put their branding all over the place. They brand the business. They own the business. It's their business. And thereby are seen to be the great saviors of the racing industry. Sorry. I can't have it. It has always irked me beyond belief when I worked and I was licensed in this operation. Basically, you're hamstrung. You can't really say anything. I'm not licensed today. I do what I like. Run my own little betting service. People like me. People go on it. People subscribe. We have some fun. So let's go on and have a look at Gold Cup Day. Okay. Gold Cup Day is very interesting. So we start with the first race, and I think I salute you. Bet. Bet, bet, bet. Because let me tell you, he's in the right race, and he gets the right rider, he's drawn one, and he's weighted to win the race. He's got ability, this horse. So we move on and we go, race 4, next one. Golden Palm. Wow, the way she won on July Day. Is it possible? I mean, she hasn't come here, but the way a stable companion won on July Day, this has been lined up for this one as well. And Golden Palm, another one of Richard Foury's rides, should be absolutely home. We then move on to the Gold Cup. So let's look at the Gold Cup. And King Peles is your favorite, but there are horses in here that are going to give him something to think of. He won very well last time. Everything went for him. And he's probably the right horse. He stays like an unwanted niece. He's there or thereabouts. But he's got to give 4.5 kilos to Nebras. I think that's going to help Nebras a lot. I think Future Swing, DeMello's coming to ride. Big player. Got to be there or thereabouts. Holding Thumbs, he might be able to turn it around with King Peles. Might easily. And then the Robinson runners, they've all got chances. Frank's not here for fun, and he'd love to win the Gold Cup for Sid Moodley. That will probably happen. The big race, the Champions Cup, well, I'm going See It Again each way. I think he's unbelievable value, this horse. He now gets the right rider. I knew Danielson wouldn't last. He lasted 2 rides, and that would be the end of him, as I said. This guy, DeMello, proper rider. He will get on this horse and he'll get the best out of him. They'll get a decent pace. The Real Prince will be tested now at level weights. They're not getting receiving weights from all these horses. And I believe that Dave the King and Gladiatorian will test him, and so we'll See It Again. And I think See It Again with DeMello is a wonderful each-way opportunity. So those are the horses that I think that you should set your sights on Gold Cup Day. And obviously, if you're part of my tipping service, you will be able to get all the information on the day where I do a preview for the race meeting. I do previews every single day. For every single race meeting, I do a preview for my subscribers. And I also tip during the race meeting. When I see a horse go down well, or I think there's value in a horse. The latest one was that horse, the first timer that won of Peter Muscat's last, I think it was last Friday or Saturday at Gravel on the Poly. Wow, when that horse went down, I looked at this horse, I thought, this is a top horse. He went down well. He did win 7-8 to 1. Wonderful. So all the information will be there for you. Let me know how you feel, and certainly contact me if you have anything to discuss on what we've talked about today. Hope you have a wonderful time and a wonderful day at the Gold Cup. From me, James Goodman, Winning Ways, Canada Pass Goodies, all the best.